Hi guys, I just did a whole video, but I tried something different. Of course I did. And I used the YouTube recorder and sound is off and I can't get it to do anything, so now I got to record the whole thing over. Okay, maybe I'll make it shorter. Please, do not lose your faith. Do not start listening to others, okay? I said this from the beginning. Not everybody has the removal of the scales to know, to see. There are many church members, okay, who love the Lord, stand and believe the Bible, but they don't believe Jesus is coming for, I don't know, whenever, okay? And not everybody has, supernatural, divine sight, divine hearing. What he's come to do now, what he's doing is he's releasing the mysteries to us, okay? Again, over and over. He's doing exactly what he said he was going to do. He's helping us, okay? Now, of course, we're all just waiting. We're biting at the bit. We're waiting for him to come, okay? He's not delayed. I think he was going. I think there was a time earlier, yes, that he was going to come. But what he did is he didn't delay. He extended his mercy. Extended his mercy, because there's so many. He doesn't want to perish. All right. Think of, okay, when we think, there's not a lot of us. Not a lot of us going. I mean, very little. Okay. You think about all the churches in the world. There are a lot of them. Okay. Think of all the people that fill them. A lot of them. But think of the world population. Nothing compared to that. Okay. Then maybe take a fourth of the church family. Okay. Christians that are the bride, that are waiting, that have their eyes open, okay, and they're watching and waiting. That's all. That's about all it is. There's very few of us. All right. He's extending his mercy because he wants. God darn, there should be a whole bunch of us, but there's not going to be. There's not going to be a whole. The bride is not a large amount, considering the world population. And he's loving, he's merciful, and he wants more to go. So he's not delayed. He just extended his mercy a bit longer. That's all. That's all. But not that much longer. If you have, there's a friend of ours on here that she knows. I'm talking about. Don't listen to other people, okay? I don't care if your friend is a minister, okay? I don't care, because there are thousands of ministers all over the world that don't have a clue. They have scales on their eyes. They don't know, and that, I will say, I believe is a lack of faith. For whatever reason inside of them, they lack the faith. They lack the faith to know. Either they don't want to know, they don't want to know, or God has, they haven't prayed, they haven't asked to know, or God, he's not removed the scales. He has to allow sight there. He has to. And so there's a faith thing there with that person. Not everybody lets you know their deep, dark secrets. I don't care. A lot of ministers, a lot of preachers, a lot of pastors, a lot of whatever you want to call them. A lot of them have some doubts. They have some lack of faith. They start believing other things. They have ears to other things. I'm not saying all, but I'm saying a lot. I know this because I have an older brother who's a Methodist minister. Now I can't even believe what he believes because he's so liberal. And through the years where he's gone, and there's a lot of them like that. So, I feel so bad for him. I feel so bad for him. So, please, when you start, okay, when you start to get anxiety, or when you start to worry, we all wake up days and go, is this really real? I mean, what about I'm doing all this and it's not even real? I mean, what about if he doesn't come for whatever? I mean, what about if all this is just, you know, for a brief moment, just briefly, that might come in. You gotta get rid of it. Gotta get rid of it. You know why? I get rid of it just like that. You know why? Because I know what I've gone through with him. I know the breadcrumbs he laid out for me. I know my emotions at the time. I know my reaction. I knew my prayers. I knew what I was talking to him, about. And that day he would lay it right out in my path, and I'd be like, "Oh Lord, I can't believe you did that." See, we forget in our time of doubt, in our time of self-pity, kind of, sort of, a little bit, because we're just longing to go, because we see where we're at, and that should tell you right there, because you know where you're at. But but the timing of it, just have to wait for. But it's not going to be long. It's not going to be long at all, at all. But others don't have that sight. They don't have the hearing. So you cannot listen to them. You listen to you. You listen to you. You listen to God's Spirit in you. And when you start hearing that doubt, let it go right away. And go and remember your whole journey with him, your whole walk. Remember everything that he's ever done for you. Excuse me. Everything, everywhere he's placed your footing, where he has you stand, what he has you learn, right at the exact time that you need to learn it, or what you've prayed, and where he sent you. Okay, that's all you have to do. And then you go, oh, yeah, I can't, I'm so sorry, Lord. I just was in and out, But don't let other people's lack of faith and beliefs shake yours, or rattle yours, or bring doubt into you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because he knew this was coming. Okay, he knew this time was coming. That's why he's been having us talk about the same things, because this vessel cannot break, and that's what he wants, because he knew all of this was going to come. Okay, he knew his timing. He knew what he was teaching, and he knew that we would be, hold me. He knew that, and that's why he was trying to strengthen us and prepare us. So don't lose faith. I mean it. Wish I could remember what I just put in this other video. I hate that. And the rewards. Oh my gosh. By now I've realized that every single word in that Bible has such a meaning, such a meaning. So when he talks about your treasures in heaven, but what he's going to give you on earth, even, he's going to give it to us on earth before we go. He's going to bless us here on earth as it is in heaven. Now, that'd be right before we leave. He's going to bless us. Huge. Huge. And for others to see too, because he's going to show his glory. He's going to show his promise. He's going to show his glory. And he's going to allow all those around us to see this great miracle and what he's doing. He's going to do that. I'm telling you, everything supernatural that he spoke of, he's going to do, and especially in our lives. Can't believe it, but it's his timing. It's not because we're praying for it. So you know what? That's not what it's about. But it's about showing his promise right at his perfect time. So right before we go, we're going to get those. I'm telling you, we're going to get them. And so many people, they just don't realize what's waiting. They have no idea what's waiting. But they'll say, I don't even really want anything. I'm happy without any rewards, as long as I'm just up there. Okay, that's great. But you're limited, God. Do you know how excited he is? He has waited 6,000 years to give us these gifts. 6,000 years. And as a parent, you know how, I mean, we can't hardly stand it just a little bit, giving our kids something. He's had to hold on to this that long. Do you know how excited he is? You know, so don't put him in a box. Don't put him in a box. Because what he's got, and don't say, oh, it's okay if I don't get anything. No, believe what he's going to give you and be excited about it. You know, look forward to it, because ain't not going to hurt his feelings, wouldn't you think? I think. But all of it, we can't imagine the good. I mean, we can't. We think we can, but we can't. And we can't imagine this bad. We think we know how bad it's going to be, but really, it's going to be so much worse. He's preparing us. The bride, we're the co-heirs of the kingdom of heaven. You don't think we're going through special learning, special training, and you don't think that he's going to do something so great, so special for us? He is. But at the same time, he's building us. He's securing us. We have a big responsibility. Okay? We're the bride. You know, we all thought forever, we all were taught the same way, that, you know, just on a normal day, we had been in the park playing with our kids, or, you know, doing dishes, or sleep, or whatever, and boom, they're gone. It's not going to happen that way. See, the Bible, I'm telling you, was tweaked just enough to make, you know, us believe for all those years the other way. Yes, it's going to go, but it's not going to go as everybody has been taught. And see, they're lazy in that, is what it is. They're lazy. They're standing in this belief that isn't all the way true. I mean, it's true. Don't get me wrong. It's true. It's going to happen, but it's not going to happen in the way that most everybody thinks. And it's going to be a shock to them. Okay? It's going to be a shock. You have to glorify him. You have to have faith in him. And you have to show him. It's not, oh, you know, it's not going to be like most of the world thinks. It's not. So, but it's going to be so bad. And we're going to see it. This is bride. Not all of it. I mean, just at the very, we're going to see something before we leave. And I've said this. Excuse me. We're going to see something. But we're going to see some bad. But we're going to see really good too. He's going to give us both. You know? We're going to get something while we're on earth. And it's going to show all those around us his glory and his promise that he kept us in our life for our faithful walk. He's going to do it. I tell you, he's going to do it. I don't worry. I'm telling you, I don't worry. I just know he's in total control of everything. I know how he works now. I mean, not everything, of course, but I mean, faith-wise, I know he's got it. I know he does. I may not understand it always, but I know he's got it. But other people don't. And they might be ministers. But if they don't have, if they haven't had their scales removed from their eyes, and the spirit of this divine discernment of these end times and the mysteries, they won't see it. They won't. You know, people can believe me or they don't have to. But what's coming is so bad. And it's not everybody who thinks because, you know, I don't think it's once saved, always saved. I don't think it's not that. I don't know how to say that. I don't think it's not that, but I think there's more to it. Okay? I think there's more to it. I just, and again, it's that sleeping church. And we know that they're going to have to stay during those 40 days. Okay? while the bride gets to go for the reward. But there's work here. I mean, he expects us to be ready. That's why he's been teaching this. We have a big thing to do. Also, we have big rewards, and we have teaching. You know, we're going to be taught. We're going to be taught. We have a processional, a cleansing. I mean, a whole ceremonial thing. You know, but for our next steps, right? And what we have to do when we come back for that 40 days, and then others will come back for the tribulation. You know, and help, but. You know, Jesus knew this was coming. He knew people were gonna get restless. They're gonna lose heart. You know, their faith was gonna, not faith in Him at all, but in oh God, is He coming now or not? It's the season of His return. That's, thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord. That's what they're losing faith in, is in the season of His return. You know the signs, they're there, right there. They're right there. Israel's our gauge. We all know what's going on in Israel. So don't listen to other people. Don't. Listen to God. Listen to Jesus. He has led you, shown you, taught you what you know. Just because others don't believe it or don't know it, well, so what? Think how blessed you are. Think how blessed you are that you know it. So if you have a minister friend who sounds so sure and thinks that, you know, he's not coming for 7, 10, 14 years, well, you know, God bless him, but don't believe it. Be his friend, but don't believe it, okay? And don't cower to him. Do not feel insecure around him because he's a minister. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, don't. Because then you're listening to his words and, my gosh, he went to school for this. He went to school for that. So I got to listen because he knows what he's talking about. Really? No. So then when he comes and starts talking, then you start, doubt, enemy, doubt. Don't. I see how that whole circle's working. Be blessed. Stand strong and be so joyful that the Lord has chosen you to know this, what we've been taught. But know this too. He's going to reward you for all of this, all of these moments of, of just waiting. So, but as his bride, we got big days ahead, and he's trying so hard to prepare us, because even the bride isn't going to be ready for what we're going to see. Nor are we going to be ready for what we're going to receive from him. That's huge. But think how excited God is. 6,000 years he's been waiting to give those treasures. 6,000 years. He's so excited. So excited. So you know what? Be proud that you have all this coming toward you. Be proud of that. Don't be humble on that. Because you have to give God the glory, and you have to glorify him by accepting those. What you're going to be given, because he sure is excited. But I'm going to finish this in a little bit. I'm on baby duty. Got baby monitor. She's moving in there. So, and since I just spent 30 minutes doing this other video that I can't get released, and I just talked about all of this, He's not delayed. He just extended his mercy. Okay? Just extended his mercy. Again, it's markers. Markers, 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 markers. Okay? You know, I will say this again. The Book of Enoch, Book of Enoch, Book of Enoch, Book of Enoch. Lord, God allowed it to be removed because the enemy removed it, but God had to allow it. But it was really for now. It was really for today, okay? So that's why God allowed it. But it was really, you know, faith and being able to know and walk and be where we're at without that information is a form of praise and worship to the Lord. It's a form of worship to the Lord, okay? Along with faith. But his book is for now. And in these end times. And because of the fallen. And the enemy removed it. You know, those were secrets. Those were huge. He wanted that out. He didn't want people to know that. Read it. I'm telling you. I know many of you, oh, it's not the Bible. It's not. It should have been. I will. Whoo! Read it. Read all the books of Enoch. They're for now. I'm telling you, they are for now. Okay? So, and he's a witness. He's a witness. He's one of the witnesses. I'll do one as soon as I go check the baby. I love you. See you soon. And please, just whistle while you work. I'm telling you, whistle while you work. Don't be deceived. Don't listen to the noise, the chaos. Don't listen to doubt. Don't doubt. And when you start wondering, you know, for that brief moment, start remembering God in your life and what he's done supernaturally. All those supernatural things that you know only he could have done. And know that there is a reason and there's a purpose. He allows things in our life, okay, to move us where we need to be moved, to teach us what we need to be taught, to make us who we are, so we're standing where he needs us to be. All of that, all the way up, okay? Because he doesn't punish just to punish, you know? He doesn't. I mean, if he spanks us, you know, because if we open doors and, you know, we had to, the enemy was allowed into our life, you know, God had to allow it, but guess what? He made sure that he turned that around and used it for good, for his kingdom glory. Somehow in that lesson, some way he taught and he turned it around that you would take that forward, you know what I mean, and use it. But he always turned it around to make it for good, always. So if you look now at all your lessons in life, you can see, and it's made you who you are today, right? All those things, didn't understand then, has made you who you are and has placed you where you are today. And you're ready, and you get to go. So how blessed are you? How blessed are you? Remember that. Remember all of that. All of it. All of it. So, I don't care. Got a good friend's a minister, and he's telling you something else? Well, God love him, but it's his lack of faith. Somewhere, God has not shown him. It's his lack of faith. Don't let it be yours. Okay. See you soon.